Hello. Today we get to celebrate 100 years of women's suffrage. And to start off, I thought I would share a meme with you. That one always cracks me up, even if it's not entirely accurate. Because before 1920, women did have rights. They just didn't have any say in what those rights were. The men decided what their rights were. And so today we're going to hear from some of the women around campus what they think of women's rights and how they feel like it's changed over the past 100 years and where they think we're at right now. So please enjoy.
Do you feel like it is important to vote? I think it's super important to go out and vote. By going out and voting, you're shaping the future that you want to see in America. A lot of people think that their vote doesn't matter, which is definitely not true. Your vote's super important, especially in district and county elections.
I think that voting is very important. It gives us a sense of voicing our opinion of who should be in office. It also, I think, is our civic duty to vote because, especially women, they tried so hard for that 19th Amendment to be passed for women to vote, and they fulfilled that. And I think that using our civic duty to vote as women and just as people of the United States, we should do that.
Voting is important because it's our most direct opportunity to shape the policies and laws which govern us. Forward-thinking politicians with great vision and character may arise sometimes, but powerful change from our lawmakers more often is the result of people holding their feet to the fire.
Do you feel it's important to vote and why? Yes, I think it's very, very important to vote. There are a lot of people that have gone before us and fought and struggled for some of the rights that we have today, all the rights we have today. So I think it's very important for people to be voting regardless of gender or how old we are. It's a privilege and really a blessing that we even have a say at what happens at the government level, locally and federally. I mean, it's a huge blessing. So I definitely think everyone should be voting if you are old enough to. Your voice and what you believe and think should happen with our country is very valuable and makes more of a difference than I think most people know. So yes, voting is very important.
When I think about women in government whom I admire, Stacey Abrams comes to mind. I'm saddened when I think about the Georgia governor's race. She came so close in a race full of irregularities overseen, some would argue engineered, by her competitor, but she remained optimistic in her belief that there could be change and in her recognition that sometimes that change is slow coming. And that gives me hope, and I look forward to the chance to vote for her someday.
Who are some women in government that I admire? Sandra Day O'Connor is a woman that I really admire. She is retired now, but she was on the U.S. Supreme Court, and she was appointed by Ronald Reagan. But I really admired her just for her strong ethics and morals and for some of the cases that she fought for. Now, someone I look up to, the mayor in my town, and Olivia, I look up to. She has made some good decisions for our town, small town. But Sonia, what's her last name? Sonia Sotomayor, she's done a lot of work with affirmative action programs, and so I really admire some of the work that she has done and just where she went, everything she's gone through to get to where she is now in politics is pretty phenomenal. She's the first Hispanic woman to be on the U.S. Supreme Court too, so that's pretty remarkable, I think.
And I also think that today women do not have the sense of equality, especially in the office standpoint of if people hold a government office position, they are set to a different standard than men who hold that same position. I think that we still need to work on equality for everyone, even women, different races, and I think that it's something that can always be worked on and improved.
Do you feel that women have equal rights as of today, or is there still inequality at the government level? I do. I think women are making a stand and making progress in government, definitely. But I do still think that there is some inequality, especially locally. I think that there could be way more women serving locally in our communities. And the thing is, the more gender diversity that we have, I think that leads to better understanding of what our communities need. When we have more diversity in the decision-making process, more diversity with the leadership in general, I think is super important in politics.
There's not equality in government. Women make up 23% of the House and 26% of the Senate, and only once has a woman won the presidential nomination of a major party. We walk a delicate line, and I'm reminded of a comment Elizabeth Warren made, that women are dismissed as incompetent, and if they demonstrate otherwise, they're dismissed as shrill know-it-alls or too aggressive. I hope that as women gain a greater presence in government, it's normalized, and we can move forward in a positive direction, hopefully accelerating and achieving equality sooner rather than later.
But I think they would be proud of where women have come today. I think that there have been a lot of good things for women that have happened. There's still a lot of work to do, I think. Seeing more women on the Supreme Court would be incredible, or just in those higher positions. I do think women have valuable skills and perspectives to politics, and I don't think it matters if you're a man or a woman. Your voice and your opinion and how you believe is important, and it makes a difference in our country. So I think they'd be proud of where we are today, but knowing their spirits starting the 19th Amendment and initiating it, I think they would want more from our country, and they would want more diversity and more inclusiveness at the government level.
I believe that women who led the movement for the 19th Amendment would be surprised by our voting process today. I think they would be surprised to see that so many politicians still spend so much time creating impediments to people's access to voting, and that so few citizens seem to mind. I think that it should encourage solidarity with groups that are currently disenfranchised, because not that long ago, we were disenfranchised too.
So I'm pretty understanding. I feel like it doesn't seem fair that women weren't able to vote 100 years ago, but I also understand that that's just the way things were, and I am excited that everything is changing and women have way more say in government and just in daily life. I think the feminist movement was really good for women and for women's suffrage in general, definitely. So I guess it makes me feel a little sad and disappointed that people weren't viewed equally when it came to making decisions with government, but sometimes it takes something bad and something not right to make something good, if that makes sense. So.
Thank you to those who participated in this video, and thank you, the listener, for watching. I hope you know a little bit more and understand a little bit more about the climate that we live in and why it's so important that women have been able to vote for these past 100 years.